Today I take a look at a small editor I made for Pico 8 games. I open one of the Pico 8 games I use in my Pico 8 adventure game tutorial. Now you see only sprite numbers, so I'm going to add the sprite sheet as well. You can export sprite sheets from Pico 8 easily by typing export and then the name you want to name the sprite sheet with PNG at the end, and you will get a PNG file. And the nice thing is it also works with custom color palette. So if you use a custom palette like I did here, you will see everything is exported nicely. Let's have a look at some of the features. I can grab one of the tiles as active tile. You see here the active tile, and I can choose the stamp tool with the S, and then I can stamp it. As you can see now, it's a small size, so I can zoom in. This is a nice zoom level, so you can use the stamp tool to draw. This is not very special. What I'm going to do now is using the eyedropper again to add some trees, and with the stamp tool I can set some. But now I'm going to make the water around this new island, and I'm going to do that with tracked stamp, and tracked stamp is something special. So if I start tracking here, then I can start drawing over here, and you will see that the water line is copied from this island. So at this point I want to continue here, so I track again. So I pick up this spot, and then I can continue drawing the island. Okay, let's erase some parts here, and I can track again, for example from this spot. Let's enable the grid view so I can better see the tiles. So I pick up this one here, and let's see, I can also pick sprites over here. And then what's nice, so you can also do some manual editing. So like this. You also have a bucket, so I can use the fill bucket. For example, this part is one type of grass, and now I'm going to put the other one in. It's a minor difference, but you also have a paint bucket tool. You can also use it on larger areas, but then it floats all the way around. But the nice thing is you can limit it to the visible part of the screen. So if I zoom out again, then you see it's only affecting the part that is visible, so it doesn't float all around through the rest of your world. Okay, because there is a couple of sprites in this area of the map, you see them over here, and that can give a conflict. I built an option to block out some lines. So this is the whole sprite line that's blocked out now. So if I try to do anything here, it doesn't work. And if I select the apple and I choose the stamp and I stamp around, then you see it won't affect the area over there. It also makes automatic backups, and you can save again as a Pico 8 file, And if you open it again in Pico 8, then everything that you've drawn in this editor will be there as well. I also added a nice feature because I wanted to make converted games from Pico 8 to the PlayDate. So I'm going to show you one of the games I made on Pico 8. It's called Havana. So I'm going to load it. Looks very weird now because I have to select the sprite map. And now you can see the world for the game Havana. But I can also load a black and white sprite map. It has to be a GIF format because it has black, white and translucent pixels. I needed that because it's otherwise very hard to put sprites on the screen. So instead of pure black and white, this sprite map also has opacity. The tiles in this set are 16 by 16. So you have a little bit more detail, and that's because the PlayDate screen has a fairly high resolution. But you can see that the Pico 8 sprites are now 16 by 16 black and white, and it looks pretty nice, I think. What else is in, you can also export the map as C++ header file, so you can include it with, for example, an Arduino program to run a game on the Adafruit PyBadge. There's also an option to highlight certain sprites if you want to know where they are, where a specific sprite is used. You can use the eyedropper to select one, for example this one, and if I choose to click on mask, then you will see all the instances this sprite is used. So that makes it a little bit easier to see whether sprites are in use or are not in use. And you can always go to the numeric view, and then you see all the sprite numbers. And again, back to the regular color view, and we can release the mask again. So that's the little application that I've been making, and it helps me to speed up world designing for Pico 8 games quite a bit. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.